These are acoustical diffusers. The best way, I'm just showing that you can do these yourself. They break up sound and scatter it around the room as opposed to uh, this device, which is what most people use, something to absorb sound. You're going to need both things to do your recordings, by the way. Absorbing sound will help minimize some of the background noise you're having to listen to, but the diffusers are great because, okay, imagine you have a piece of aluminum foil stretched flat against a wall. You can see your reflection in it, right? Well, it's the same thing with sound. The sound will bounce directly back to you in pretty much the same form it hit the wall. However, if you were to crumple that foil and put it up against the wall, you wouldn't be able to see your reflection, just twinkly little colory things. So it helps minimize the impact of what I call audio damage. Carpeting floors helps. You can build your own absorbers very easily. I'm sending you to a DIY site that expects you to buy some expensive Corning acoustic tile stuff and then cover it with fabric. However, you can do it with all kinds of materials, styrofoam, like the kind of stuff they use to mount pictures with, that kind of thing, or foam rubber on a wooden frame with a pretty absorbent cloth over it, such as like t-shirt material, something like that. I wouldn't use something like bed sheet material or something like that because uh, it's not absorbent enough. Uh, Sound, light, and liquid have a lot of the same properties. Oh, I should explain what this is. I was goofing around with, there's a super flat preset that I want to play that was made by a person that I really appreciate, and I thought she did an excellent job on it. So I just thought I'd goof around with presets a little bit and see what they were like. And there's hardly any information on, there's hardly any information on one called Miner's Dream, which looks like it might be solid block until it gets down pretty deep. I don't remember exactly where you encounter your first ores, but not near the surface. You don't. All there is oak trees at the surface, and then a lot of dirt and a lot of cobblestone for a very long time. Anyway, nobody plays it much, and I just thought I'd kind of goof around with it. I'll tell you one thing, it's full of mobs because there's no caves underground. So at nighttime, hokey smokes. I built me a little shelter up top, and I just let them come to me, and I'll whack them in the head. So mostly I'm living underground, right by my spawn point. Um, so I wanted to talk to you about your obsession with everything having to be perfect. I shouldn't call it an obsession. That's disrespectful. You have every right to want things to be perfect. But you're living with lawnmowers and dogs and, for all I know, cows and chickens and I don't know where you're living. You're never going to have things perfect. You hear all the noise in the background of mine? I live in a travel trailer or caravan that is about 7 feet wide and it has about 25 feet internal space in it. And the space that I occupy the most is a back room that I use for storage. But the space that I occupy most is where I've converted the living room into sort of a bedroom and a desk. I lay in bed with my laptop on my dummy. And my kitchen, that's mostly the space I use. I took a cooking thermometer outside to measure the temperature of the side of the hull yesterday. It's aluminum sided at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon because it's so hot in here that all my energy sucks out of me. My air conditioner can't keep up with it. So I measured the temperature, and the temperature of the surface of the hull was 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which is literally hot enough to cook food. And that was 1 inch away from where I was living with who knows what kind of cheap insulation. So I don't have a way to do any of the things that I'm going to suggest to you, and I'm going to link you to transom.org, which is, I'm an independent radio producer, And most of my tips and tricks I got from other independent radio producers at transom.org. And they've got all kinds of stuff about how to use tools and microphones and editing software and how to design your own recording studio. I'm linking you to one article, but feel free to rummage around Transom because they're the best people in the business in community radio in the United States. And if you want to know about audio equipment and creating your own recording studio, that's going to be the place to go. And as I said, I'm also going to link you to a DIY on, or I think it was how to build diffusers. Like I said, it says use that Owens Corning stuff, but you can use other materials as well. So, I'm glad that you're diversifying. I'm glad that you're doing a lot of indie stuff. I'm glad that you're meeting with indie game producers when you go to PAX. I'm glad you get to go to PAX. I'm sorry I haven't been around doing Minecraft. You know, I subbed your channel pretty much because you were a female gamer doing serious Minecraft, and you're funny. You still are. You're funny, you're bright, you pay attention to the game. You're not fearless, but you go ahead and do stuff even when you want to choke. You play scary maps, and you do a really good job. Um, so yeah, I miss your series. I do. Which one do I miss in particular? Oh, I like that farming one, and I like that world you're in now, but I'm sick of watching you fish. Uh, so when I open an email notification that there's a video from phedran these days, I'm all like, oh, Rogue Legacy? Really? Frankly, I have absolutely no interest in that game. And, you know, I can't see it. You know, I have no interest in guns. You know, it's too dark. It's too startling. There's a lot about that game that has no interest for me whatsoever. I'm glad you have the talent for it. I'm glad you're taking the initiative to learn the game well enough to be in what you're calling win condition. I don't know if that's an actual gaming term or something you've coined, but it makes sense to me. To actually be able to play it and get through to the end of the game. I admire your determination. And you've introduced me to a lot of really nice independent games that I actually mostly I enjoy watching you play rather than having much interest in playing games myself. But there are a few that you've turned me on to that I will probably play. Um, this is also by way of, if I still have any viewers, of letting my viewers know about your channel and to give you a shout out because you really are a lot of fun. Uh, so my best advice to you is what I would suggest to you as a subscriber to your channel and as a former radio producer who now can no longer do any quality audio at all because, I mean, this is a $10 RCA headphone microphone for gaming, for like talking on TeamSpeak or Skype or whatever. It was never designed for professional stuff that I got at a dollar store down the road. I have no access to professional audio equipment anymore. I have no way of creating a decent recording studio. And if I turned off the 3 or 4 fans you're hearing right now, it's dark and there's been a thunderstorm and it would still be too hot in here, even though the temperature's cooled off. So I cannot turn off my fans and stuff. I can't control ambient noises. I can't control my neighbor's dogs. I can't control the traffic on the interstate right outside my door. I can't control any of that stuff. So I just do the best I can with the equipment I've got. So maybe I shouldn't say advice, but my feedback to you as a subscriber to your channel and as a person who's been working in recording and publishing both audio and video for, let's see, well, if you include print media, I've been involved, well, actually radio, 40 years. My advice to you is to produce content. I know you're talking about podcasts and stuff like that, and apparently the sound quality is very important to you, and you got that nice new microphone that sounds really good, by the way, and it will take out a lot of the bad, oogie background noises if you fool around with the settings. Again, transom.org, learn how to work your settings so you can reduce as much of the extraneous noise as you can. My best advice to you is just put out content. I know you've had a few hitches in the thing. You've moved. Everything in your life is different. You have a cat. There's always something. But I know something about people who are rather particular and perfectionistic. If you will pardon, it's not a value judgment, Phedran. I'm not doing that. I won't do that. You are the way you are, and I like you the way you are, and it's not up to me to decide who you should be. But my experience is that wanting things to be perfect is a um, kind of a handicap in that nothing ever gets done if it can't be perfect. So avoid that trap. It's better you produce content and stay in the habit of producing content, even if the quality isn't all that good. People can understand you. And you know, Kurt J. Mack, it's an ongoing joke on his Farlands or Bust and his other videos about his neighbor's garage door opener. You know, other people have noises like that too. I watch Winter Ma. She's the one who I want to play her super flat. Uh, she was worried about sparrows. Well, heck, in some of her videos, she's in Italy. In some of her videos, you can hear roosters crowing in the background. You know, it becomes an ongoing joke and kind of it's something for your subscribers to comment on. So I wouldn't worry about the background noise. I'm glad you moved to a nice place and have some room to breathe, you know. Relax and enjoy it. Oh, by the way, I went into MC Edit and I downloaded a little, it's actually a PVC kind of like castle thing, hidden rooms for, you know, like mob spawn rooms and that kind of thing. But I'm converting it into a village space, so when I actually get some villagers, I can put them in this, and it's pretty far underground. I just made a hole and dropped this castle structure in it. So when I get villagers, I can have a safe place for them to live. Because, you know, this is 1.6.2 I'm playing right here, and oh, God help me with the zombies. So, in fact, I'm taking a risk right now because I've got mobs on, and I don't know why I'm not getting attacked. So, yeah, my advice would be to just, if it were, you know, if you were my friend, I would say produce content. Stay in the habit of producing content. Because now you're just making yourself feel guilty because you're not producing content. You go into fish and you're all like, hey, yeah, Minecraft is fun. So, fine to take a break, but don't forget, you like the game, dude. You really do. So, I should have turned around to let you guys look at it. I'm actually kind of keeping it a surprise for later. I didn't really want you guys to look at it. Alright, I don't have anything more to say. If people want to watch my hinky commentary, my hinky, grindy, worky, stuffy for this, they can do so. I don't have anything else to say. Just relax and enjoy yourself. This is a game. Have fun. Have fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.